With just a few additional circuit components, you can add an audio amplifier. So after the radio signal is demodulated by the diode, you take the remaining audio signal, amplify it with an integrated circuit here. This is the LM386. I failed to mention in the previous video that this diode is a germanium diode, which means it has a lower turn-on voltage than your typical silicon diode. Silicon diodes require 0.6 or 0.7 volts to turn on, in order, meaning to allow current to flow. But this thing only takes 0.2 or 0.3 volts, which is great for the weak signals involved in this really crappy AM detector. This is a random speaker I grabbed. It's very low quality. I stripped the leads and put some breadboarding pins on them. That's in the parts list. I'll talk about the details of this audio amplifier circuit later, even though there aren't many details because it's pretty straightforward. But what I'd like to show you again is the 3 stations I can pick up. It's remarkable how loud that is for such a simple circuit. So this is,
wondering what do you think on Occidental Petroleum?
This is with the minimum capacitance. So right now I'm picking up AM 1510. That's pretty high on the AM dial, near the upper limit. As I increase the capacitance, that lowers the resonant circuit. Brings us back to ESPN radio 710. And then at full capacitance, that puts us back down low enough to pick up KFI. I believe that's KFI. Now check this out. This diode, during the daylight, AM stations transmit stronger signals. They have to power down after sunset because the atmosphere changes and signals will bounce clear across the country. So if they kept transmitting at their daylight power levels, they'd all be interfering with each other. So during the day, you can actually get away with swapping out this more sensitive diode with the cheaper, well, they're all cheap really, but here's a basic silicon diode with this turn-on voltage of more like 0.7 volts.
Near the perimeter line.
And it works just fine.
873 next year. So,
and even cooler than that, by the way, it doesn't matter which way you put in the diode. Normally they have a polarity associated with them, but because this is an alternating signal, it doesn't really matter. I want to take this out, and now we'll put in an LED. You can find these in tons of electronic equipment. So strip it from any piece of junk you've got. And LED, of course, stands for light emitting diode. It has the same properties as a normal diode, but with the additional property that it emits light. You're not going to see any lights flashing with the signal because there's not nearly enough power to drive that aspect, but it will still rectify and demodulate.
On the stock, so
there you go.
It's just a matter of when you get in. I wouldn't hesitate.
If you just put a normal piece of wire in there, it's not going to work.
My whole position.
That's it for now.